Hello Web3 TV friends, my name is Ornella Hernandez and today we are live from the Sustainable Tech and Impact Investing Summit hosted by Carter Capital in Dubai. And I am here with Billy Richards from Changeblock. How are you?
Really well, thank you.
So how's it going today? What do you think about the event so far?
Oh, it's been brilliant. I just came out of my speech. We had a really great time. It was super enjoyable and the event so far is lovely. Dubai's great.
Yes. So tell me just a brief synopsis about what you spoke about up on stage.
So I was on stage really explaining how in order to effectively grow the carbon markets, to fight climate change, we need to have the processes in place that deliver integrity, that de-risk investments, and make the market more accessible. And that's why I'm here today, at this intersection between decentralized finance, the traditional financial markets, and sustainability, to show what Changeblock does in connecting these markets together.
Okay, so what is that link? What does tie these markets together in your opinion? Data.
It's all about see the change. If you have a project that sucks CO2 out the atmosphere and puts it underground, if you want to create a tokenized asset from that, you must be able to measure that change. You must be able to measure how much CO2 has gone underground. How long is it?
Put your mic closer.
Sorry, how long has it been there for? And what we do is we capture that data and we enable it to be transparently processed and checked to drive value to carbon credits. Because what we've seen in the market is that there was one project quite famously that was all about forestation and the trees weren't there. I mean, that's not quite what happened.
It's a lot of promises most of the time.
There's a lot of fraud, you know, in a market that is so complex and old.
And why is it so complex?
Because it's the environment. You know, you've got one project that is protecting trees and protecting biodiversity and species, and then you've got another project that is turning plastic to hydrogen gas. These are very complicated processes and procedures that require a very high degree of expertise, and as a result, it's just difficult to access. And what we're trying to do at Changeblock is reduce those barriers to entry to make accessing finance easier. So
speak to me a little bit more about Changeblock, its mission, and what you guys are trying to do to aid this.
Absolutely. I mean, our vision and our mission is really to become the most trusted and highly used environmental asset exchange globally. In order to do that, we realize we need to develop an integrity framework, a way of enabling clean technologies and sustainable projects to not worry about their integrity of what they're doing and just focus on saving the planet.
Okay, so less focus on like meeting KPIs for the sake of it and having an actual impact or ethical impact,
That's
I guess?
it. It's exactly that. It's like, is it actually making a difference?
Right.
Is it actually helping your community? Is it actually mitigating poor water? I'll give you an example. Recently I was in Kenya and I was in Kisumu, and we were working on a project that reduces the distance that women and men have to walk every day, twice, for drinking water. Currently, they walk 15 kilometers twice a day just to get drinking water. The project that our organization is helping to finance, we hope, will reduce that to 1 kilometer, which is a lot.
Yeah, that's still a lot.
From 15. And people don't fund these projects because they don't trust them. So we build in the integrity, we use the technology, we use remote sensing, geospatial data to just mean that there's reduced attrition in that flow.
So people don't trust them because there tends to be fraud usually involved?
Well, they just don't. There's no access. All they get are little bits of paper by, auditors. There's no consistency in how things are audited. There's no one regulatory body.
Right. So then what's different about what Changeblock is doing? How are you guys being trustworthy?
I mean, great question. I mean, that's the point. No other exchange integrates with this integrity process. All the other exchanges are just product exchanges. So they just trade what's given to them. What we do is we work with the projects. We develop those projects, and it's all about the data. It's all about seeing the change, putting the data at the front of the conversation. It's a storytelling exercise. How can you tell the story of the value that this project has given to the community, to the planet? How can we tokenize that story? How can we sell that story? So by bringing the origination and this integrity layer, this monitoring technology into the exchange, we differentiate ourselves entirely.
Okay, it's all about data.
all about data.
And storytelling. That's what I do.
I mean, as I sometimes say, money makes people talk.
Yeah.
Data makes people listen.
Okay, I like that. And so, what else do you think maybe the average resident or average person can do to make a difference in their lives when it comes to these types of things?
Great question. I think one of the main things is just to be more mindful, like especially of waste. Waste is a real killer. It's a humdinger, especially plastic waste. I mean, it is the little things like turning your lights off, and these make a difference. They make a huge difference at the lower level. No, everyone does. If you live in an unsustainable home, I advise double glazing. But I think it's these things. But also, soon I think we'll get the consumer market access to the carbon market, and then all they'll need to do is, maybe invest a few pounds a month, and they'll be able to see the change that they are making with that investment, as small as it is. And that's what we want to do. We want to enable anyone in the world to make a small investment into saving the planet, and then see the impact that they've made, however small.
Definitely. All right, and then one more question. In Dubai, the COP28 UN Climate Change Summit is coming up later this week, so I wanted to ask you if you have any plans for it, what you're looking forward to.
Absolutely. No, we're here for COP28, and we have a really exciting event next Monday, co-hosted by Mubadala, and the head of sustainability from Ernst & Young, myself, Baroness Natalie Evans, former leader of the House of Lords, and Ahmed Amer, CEO of Emergo, will be hosting a roundtable on how can we create this integrity story. In the UN General Assembly in September, there was a discussion on what does integrity mean, and now we want to advance this discussion onto, okay, well, how
what
can
do we do?
We now know what it means. How do we implement this?
Right. Okay. All right. Well, I look forward to that, and thank you so much for your time today, Billy.
Brilliant.
Everyone, thank you for watching this interview with Billy Richards. My name is Ornella Hernandez. Please stay tuned for more interviews coming up at the Sustainable Tech and Impact Investing Summit in Dubai.